Since the first letter to the leaders of mankind in 2007, this is the 7th letter, focusing on the issue of irrational development of science and technology, calling for all mankind to respond as soon as possible. In view of the many questions raised in the responses, this letter will take the reply letter to the Nobel Prize winner, Professor Jacques Dubochet, as the main content. Consulted in advance, because the questions raised by Professor Dubochet may also be the leaders. Before quoting the email, I want to repeat my basic viewpoints. First, the development of science and technology will soon spell the end of mankind, which will happen in 200 to 300 years, or even in this century. Second, to avoid the extinction of mankind, the development of science and technology must be strictly restricted. Third, it's impossible for the present national society to achieve this goal. Only by realizing the great unification of mankind can we control the development of science and technology with the power of world government. The following is part of my reply letter to Professor Jacques Dubochet. Thank you very much for your reply to the 6th open letter to leaders of mankind. It is admirable and comforting that you agree with my opinion about the restriction of the development of science and technology in principle, because I have been studying human issues for over 40 years and have been calling for a solution to this severe problem that the development of science and technology at the current pace will soon exterminate mankind. Although I have failed many times, I am still fighting for it. You are the first scientist with great influence who agrees with my opinion about the restriction of the development of science and technology to some extent. You mention in your letter that science is knowledge, and the problem is not about knowledge, but about what we do with it. You also affirm that we've done a bad job. You further propose the idea that UNO should be in charge of the supervision of all technologies for their development and their use. Here, I want to talk frankly about my idea on this issue. In my opinion, we will never use such knowledge as science and technology perfectly, and I have 2 reasons for that. First, we cannot fully grasp the functions of science and technology correctly. Science and technology has its uncertainties, and what we think the best is always the worst. The higher the level of science and technology becomes, the harder it is for us to judge its security. For example, the use of freon leads to the destruction of ozonosphere, and the use of DDT exerts a negative impact on biodiversity. At the beginning, we use these tech products with good intention, but there is no good return. Second, it is impossible for us to use the products of science and technology with absolutely good intention. Mankind is a specific species, and even the best moral value and legal system can only play a constrained role on the society as a whole. But it's impossible to stop everyone from doing bad things. There are people who dare to do extreme evil at any time, including scientists. Therefore, the hope that science and technology can be well used is an extravagant one. What I have just talked about is not aimed at denying the control of the content of research in science and technology, or where scientific and technological achievements are used. I just want to emphasize that such control cannot completely solve the problem. We must consider the following problems, just because of such helpless reality. No matter how badly we have done in the past, or even a nuclear war might exterminate several billion people in the world, there are always some people who can survive, and mankind has the opportunity to start over again. But today, things are totally different. If a number of scientific achievements continue to develop for several decades, they may pose a threat to humanity as a whole. Therefore, even though technological products boast numerous benefits, we must restrict them if they can exterminate mankind, as the overall survival of mankind is above all else. Therefore, under the condition that we can neither predict the safety of all science and technology, nor can we use it well, we have only one choice. Science and technology cannot develop to such a level as to exterminate mankind, which means the restriction of the development of science and technology. If science and technology is kept at a safe level, it cannot exterminate mankind, even if it is used by someone to hurt us intentionally or unintentionally. Basically, my attitude towards science and technology is that we should restrict it firstly and use it well secondly. The so-called restriction is that science and technology cannot develop to a higher level. When science and technology develops to the current level, a lot of technologies may bring extreme danger to mankind if they continue to develop. Enough time must be left for us to avoid the extermination. We cannot put humans on the edge of a cliff. The so-called "to use well" means that we should scrutinize every science and technology carefully and spread all the existing mature and safe scientific and technological achievements of different countries to the whole world. By doing so, we can have enough food and clothing. We cannot be too greedy. We cannot rely on the United Nations to rationally control the development of science and technology, because the UN is just an organization coordinating different countries, but it cannot control countries, especially the leading powers. The only way to achieve this goal is the unification of our mankind and the use of the power of a universal government to control science and technology. As to the end of all patents and the issue that science and technology cannot be used for exclusive right or financial interest, I think that if these visions are realized, enthusiasm for science and technology will definitely be dampened. But these can only be realized by using the power of a universal government. Respected Professor Jacques Dubochet, have you ever felt that mankind is running on a street of no return? However, as intelligent beings, under no condition would we allow ourselves to be exterminated without taking any action. We must fight with our utmost effort. Even if there is no hope, then it takes every little drop of water to work hard in the mighty torrent of saving mankind. Although Safe Human Action Organization and I are only a small droplet, I hope we work the hardest.
Join Safe Human Action Organization and devote ourselves to the mighty torrent of saving human beings.